I mean, if I know any recent Resident Evil, I know there's something very terrifying underneath that dress.
Like what?
You're referencing
Like boy parts?
No, no. I'm just saying, like,
Not resisting.
Welcome, beautiful people. Welcome to the 8-Bit Opinions podcast where we talk about gaming news, and just general shenanigans. It is February 4th, 2021. I wanted to say the date today, and we're live, man. We're back. It's good to be back. I'm Fosman, the newest apartment on the internet. With me are apparently the Beanie Squad.
this wasn't planned.
Not at all.
It actually is.
Big BBR. I'm a big BBR guy.
Yeah.
We are big BBR guys.
I didn't left his hat at my house, so I had to wear it.
I'm surprised this isn't just a BBR stream, to be honest with you, with how big of BBR guys we are. Holy moly. I tell you what. Anyways, with me I have Cameron. I'm just going to point in random direction because I don't even know. I have Cameron.
Nope.
I have Zidane.
Nope.
And I have Stan.
Nope.
Behind that wall.
Right behind you. Nothing personal.
You were close.
Like this close. How you doing, fellas?
Great.
I am fantastic, sir.
That's good to hear.
I got nothing.
That's good. I'm glad you guys are doing well. I'm glad we're doing this again. But what have you guys been playing lately?
Fortnite.
Of all things, they've been playing Fortnite.
I've been playing some Fortnite recently. It's been fun.
Augers.
Gotta go Pog Champ. And then easy clap.
Easy clap.
I have been playing Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's a game that came out in 2018 by Silver something. It shows it every time I start the game. Anyway.
What is it?
I don't know. It's period accurate and very historically accurate, I believe. And
so they went for.
It's a medieval RPG. You're fucking Henry from Skalitz. And it's awesome.
Is this your first time playing it? I thought you had played it before.
I played it before, but I couldn't get into it for whatever reason. But this time I really got into it.
Yeah, I played it, and then Cyberpunk updated, so I've been playing Cyberpunk. It's too easy. I'm over it again.
Sidebar: it was Deep Silver and Warhorse Studios is the game company that made it. Zidane.
Published by Deep Silver. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Cameron, Cyberpunk, I heard they dropped a new update that fixed everything that's ever wrong with the game.
Oh yeah, everything is fixed. It's like
100% playable.
It's like Witcher in the City.
Yeah,
That's right.
Pretty sure Witcher's still broken.
They delivered on everything that they promised, for sure.
You wouldn't even recognize the game if you played it again.
Yeah. Mine's not even installed anymore, boys.
Yeah.
I put in another like 4 hours. I was so excited for the game, and then now I'm already burnt out because it's like I'm not even halfway through the melee skill tree, and I can kill everybody, no problem, on hard mode. And it's only going to get more OP.
One and done, huh?
It's not worth it.
Never again.
I'm sure I'll go play it and run around and do something like that, but I've lost interest. So I went to go play Kingdom Come.
So where would you put the game on like 0 to 10 and like level of hypeness, like when it came out?
Hype?
Yeah.
Level of hypeness, it was a 10. Yeah.
100% 10. How long had it been hyped?
It's like
years.
5-6 years.
Yeah, a long time.
It was originally announced in 2013. They dropped a very short trailer, but in reality, development hadn't even begun in around 2017-18. True development on the game, but yeah, I mean, it has been known of and been sought after since 2013 when CD Projekt Red announced it, and when they lied over and over again in their trailers and everything.
Well, boys, I'd say they done fucked up.
One of the biggest disappointments in gaming's history, and it might even be
Ever.
I don't know. Yeah, it might be like the number one. I'd have to think about that, but yeah.
What if someone was so hyped for Duke Nukem 3D, and then that finally came out after what, like 11 years or something crazy?
It was a shit
then-
game.
It was awful. It was worse than Cyberpunk is.
So that reminded me, speaking of disappointing RPGs, Bethesda they've announced their Starfield project, and I feel like that's going to be about the same amount of hype and probably about the same amount of disaster if and when that ever comes out, because that's another thing that I think they've been talking about for a while, and I think they're going to like announce it now, and then like we might see it 2026.
So you
What
said
have they said recently about it, Stan?
What's that?
I'm curious. I was just going to ask you, like, what have they said recently about it? I'm just curious.
So this article, Games Radar from December 17th, Bethesda has confirmed that Starfield is the next AAA game the studio will be releasing, and the project is already in full production.
so Space Skyrim? Yes?
Space Crim.
Space Rim.
Space Grim. Okay.
Scrim.
Probably going to look the same too. Probably going to use
Probably
Fallout
same
4's engine
Yeah, God.
like 10 years later.
Fallout 76 in space, guys.
Ooh, that's exactly what I want. No NPCs. Just like real space.
Right.
Void.
Just like real space.
Avoid emptiness.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Take that back. There's definitely aliens, everybody. Another game that we have been
Let's
playing.
put on our tinfoil hats.
There's aliens. There has to be.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
so another really good game we've played is Golf with Your Friends.
Love
Dude,
it.
That game has been so much fun, and there's workshop content, and I went through and I picked out like the top 50 4-star and up game like maps that have been made. So we have a lot of content to cover, and it's just the perfect thing. It's like, man, I don't want to do anything, but I'll play this because it's just me using my mouse. That's it, nothing else.
Game pisses me off. I know that.
Yeah.
You don't have to let it piss you off. You just have a good time.
No.
It doesn't have to be
So-
competitive.
It's
In
never.
last year, one thing I was just gonna say real quick. I noticed in like this last year, really simple and social games have been like extremely successful. Like Golf with Friends. I don't know when that was. I think that's been around a little bit.
When it was
Yeah.
released, it was really big. I know a lot of people were streaming it.
Okay. But also games like Among Us, Phasmophobia, that other one.
All guys.
Yeah. Stuff like that. Very simple and very social games are really successful last year.
That's 2020. 2020, like there was a lot of social games. So it's I've seen a lot of like top 10 worst and best 2020 games, and like there's just not a whole lot of games on there. I don't feel like a whole lot of games came out last year. Or everything that was big was like indie. Am I wrong in thinking this?
No,
Or at least
No.
I didn't play a whole lot of new games last year.
I didn't either, honestly.
I played World of Warcraft Classic. That was my number
Yeah.
one game of 2020. I think that released in 2020.
No, wasn't it
2019
2019?
August, yeah. So
Because I remember playing it that Thanksgiving.
we were deep into it
Mhm.
throughout 2020.
Isn't it crazy when you look back at a game and you look back at like what you were doing and how shit is so different now?
Mhm.
It's wild.
How was gaming pre-COVID? Same.
I
Yeah.
played video games before the Earth was trying to kill me. I don't know. That's good. I mean, that's a lot of cool games, guys.
I haven't said anything yet.
Yeah.
What have you been playing?
Well, I think you might be
Space
excited to hear.
Engineers?
I have been playing some Space Engineers, but I've been a little burnout on it lately. I've like launched it and just kind of looked around and sat there and like I don't want to do anything here. It is I've played a lot of that game and it's just a lot of work to do anything anymore. So I took up Dark Souls for the first time. That's my first playthrough of that. Finally starting to figure it out. I don't really remember what part I was at.
You just
But
got
I'm still
you got past the Taurus demon. Last
You got
I
ready to
saw.
ring the first bell.
I made it past the Taurus demon for sure.
Yep.
You're getting ready to fight the boss after that, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're in that room with the sorcerer and all the undead, like
Yeah.
a bunch of them.
Yep. Okay. Yep. That's it. That's where we left off. It's been like a week since I played it. Another fun one. I've been playing Resident Evil, like remastered on the PlayStation 4 a lot, like before bed every night. I've actually really enjoyed that.
We talking about like the original remaster or what was it?
Original, just Resident Evil.
All
It's
right.
that and Resident Evil 0 on the same disc.
Combo.
The combo, yeah. So I mean, I've been running around. I just got the shotgun, and I've got quite a fair bit of shit unlocked. I'm feeling like I'm actually progressing now, which is a good feeling.
I actually kind of want to play that game too.
Those early Resident
Right.
Evils are pretty rough.
Pretty mazed.
Dude, they're brutal.
They don't fuck around. I miss that about games.
Outward
You can save if you want to, but it's gonna cost you, kid.
ink ribbon.
You only get so many.
Village looks pretty cool as well. They dropped the trailer for that.
I haven't seen the
And all the
trailer,
memes that came with it.
but the only thing I know is that there's this fucking 10-foot vampire lady and everyone's losing their goddamn mind over it.
The
I've seen
internet's simping over.
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
seen one thing about the trailer, and it's like she puts her claws out, and then like it goes towards the screen, and then it cuts, and then it's just like this girl wearing a Freddy Krueger mat, like a little nasty hand, and shoves it down this other girl's throat, like in a store. She's like, ugh. And that's
I know that one.
I know, it's so funny.
I mean, if I know any recent Resident Evil, I know there's something very terrifying underneath that dress.
Like what?
You're referencing
Like boy parts?
No, no. I'm just saying, like in Resident Evil 4, there's like whatever they were called.
No.
What were the zombies? They weren't zombies. What were they called? They were called something else. Because they were Las Plagas.
Yes, that was the
like-
disease at least.
Yeah, it's like fucking Las Plagas, and some fucking tentacles and all this weird shit's gonna come out, and you're gonna get ripped in two. Because that's Resident Evil.
Dude, 4's my favorite one though.
Zidane, that's a risk I'm willing to take.
Please step on me.
What was
That's
the
the other thing I
recent? Is it Resident Evil 7? Was the one that came out before whatever they're working on now a while
Yeah.
ago?
Biohazard, yeah.
Yep. That's
Super
what it
good
was.
game.
I
Why
thought
do people
to this
call it
one.
Biohazard? I thought Biohazard was just like the Spanish version instead of saying Resident Evil.
it's
No, you're thinking of the Japanese version.
yeah, that's what it's called, Biohazard. But Resident Evil 7 was Resident Evil 7 Biohazard for us.
So what do they
So,
call it? in Japan?
Biohazard 7 Resident Evil.
I don't know.
Biohazard 7
Really?
Biohazard.
It switches, yeah. In like Japan,
Okay.
like switches.
Well, I don't know why I thought it was Spanish,
I don't know why you thought that either.
but yeah, I like that it switches. It makes me feel a lot better that we're not just some dumbasses that have ours in the end and they don't have theirs. Can we get a black guy on the podcast? We're really
That's what I was
white.
gonna say. Yeah, we're pasty, man. I mean, you live in Iowa, I live in Idaho. Good luck, man. Love to have one, but good luck, man. What, Cameron?
Nothing. That was just
All
funny.
right. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was so I don't know if you guys heard about this, but there was a mod for like New Vegas that was pretty controversial. Have you guys heard about that?
Yes.
No.
Was it?
I
New-
read
I thought it was something else. It was for New Vegas, though.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually it was its own it was a mod, but it was like it used the engine, but it was like a standalone. I'm not sure exactly. Was it for New Vegas?
New Vegas. I think it was just
Yeah.
a part of New Vegas, but
I saw some
I just
articles
read
about
some
it, but I
screenshots.
never read it. What's it about?
it's on you, Foss.
Me? Okay.
I'm asking. I'm asking. I don't know.
So basically, what happened was there was this mod for I'm just gonna say New Vegas mod that came out, and basically it was like a pretty solid mod all around. They made like a whole new area. I mean, they've done that in Skyrim before, like Poliscar, which was a really cool Skyrim mod. Like these actual new zone mods that have been introduced in these games before, especially like these Bethesda games. It's essentially something like that. And overall, I mean, it was pretty solid. But one of the main problems with it was, I guess, it was written by a bunch of fucking incels or something like that. Because holy shit, man, the way they wrote some of like the female characters in it was like really fucked up. And like nasty and shit. So what they ended up, let me just finish the thing real quick, Cameron. They fired, these people don't even make money off of this, but they let go of the person on the project who had written all that stuff, and they had pulled it. Well, for a minute, it's like back now, you can still download it, but that was the big controversy with it, excuse me, is that there was a bunch of there was just a bunch of like incel writing in the thing. Like really bad, dude.
So when I said I saw screenshots, because it was on the subreddit, men writing women. Like, it's literally the whole subreddit is just books sections of like what men have wrote about women and just how vulgar, like wrong it is. Like Bad Women's Anatomy is another subreddit like that.
Yeah.
Do you remember any of the screenshots? Because they were, some of them were pretty.
I don't think we should even say it on YouTube. Like,
you don't think so? Okay,
it's bad. It was wrong.
I agree.
I am proud of you, Cam. That is probably the first time you've refrained from doing something.
I'm constantly refraining for 2 hours.
Are you?
Are you really though?
It's a soft refrain. It's a soft refrain, not a hard refrain.
Soft stop.
Anyways, the reason I'm bringing that up and the reason I asked you guys about it, it's a nice little segue into what the first thing I want to talk about, which is just like your favorite mods in video games.
But for Dead.
That is a really great game for modding. For sure.
Mainly because they're so stupid. I mean, what's better than having Snorlax chase after you as a boomer? Or Squidward screaming and then trying to pull you with his tongue because he's a smoker.
Which zombie replaced Shrek and then All-Star played? Was it the
probably the tank.
I think it was.
I can definitely see that as a tank.
As soon as the tank shows up, somebody once told me.
I have the horde sound instead of playing whatever the horde sound is. I don't even know at this point.
It's just weird music.
It's that meme of like the dude in the mountains, and it's a song, and he's like, ah! And he's just yelling the whole time.
Where he's like going through the sky.
Yes, exactly. So that's probably my favorite. And then another really good one that fits is the jockey is Diddy Kong.
I never saw that one.
It's so good because Diddy Kong is little. He's going to jump up on your head and grab you. Makes it less vulgar. Or I'd used cats as zombies for a long time, but that got crazy because the
weren't they really small?
Yes. The hitboxes are dramatically different. Like, I don't know how it really worked. I'm pretty sure you could shoot above them and you'd still hit the zombie, but
I had the Lego Bionicles as my common infected.
Oh, that was hilarious. They were weirdly
amazing.
like the one series that would like roll up into themselves, though.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Should have been like the OG series because they're more like human looking. I want a Bionicle now. Dang it.
Yeah, I remember those roll-up ones, so I had a couple of those guys. I had like a white and a black. Yeah.
Fuck! I'm buying Bionicles. eBay.
Yeah, I kind of want to.
I remember there was a video game on the computer that came with a Bionicle set one time.
Yeah.
What was
Lego
that?
Bionicle. Chill.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I had a Bionicle game that was on the Game Boy Advance.
So this
Did not know about that one.
This is kind of like when you're talking about mods. I guess this is. I don't know if I consider it mods, more of like just Steam Workshop, where you're able to download like people's creations.
Sure.
I think I'd consider that modding.
You consider that a mod?
So I would as well, Zidane, especially because if you go to Nexus, a lot of the stuff that's on the Steam Workshop is also on Nexus mods. So
Okay. Well, Kerbal Space Program. I used to play that a lot, and being able to download and launch people's ships they create was really cool. I think Stan's had that kind of same experience with Space Engineers because it takes the load off of you, and it's just fun to fly other people's shit.
Yeah. So I was going to say Space Engineers is probably one of my most modded games. There is a workshop with tons of stuff on there. I've never copied other people's ships. I probably should. It might make things a little easier on me, but I normally build my own. But the cool thing that I found is like, if there's something that I kind of wish that I had, like a certain type of block that isn't in the game, but I wish there was, most of the time there is something for it in the mod store or in the workshop. So like I got the Mac cannons from Halo. So like the Mac cannon on the UNSC Infinity and the ones on the orbital defense platforms in Halo 2. So like they were replicas of that, and I got to just build those into my ships. Like that's crazy. Some guy made that. Same with tons of other weapons, tons of other like decorative blocks. Like I'd be working on something. I'm like, man, I'm trying to fill in all this empty space. I wish I could have like more realistic furniture. There is something for that.
For sure.
I would. It's crazy that people for free fix the games for other people. That's like one of the best things about modding. Not that they're fixing Space Engineers, they're just adding something that would have been nice to have originally in the game. But
that does happen sometimes. They fix the game.
They fix the games. A lot of like modders fixed Dark Souls, the original port to Dark Souls, and it's just awesome. But I'd easily say that Left 4 Dead is my most modded game just because I have so much nonsense in there. But Minecraft is a really good one for modding. Because I'd consider like shaders and whatnot modding, and me and Stan both run Optifine.
Yep.
And that just makes it a whole new game. Does not look the same if you're playing regular Minecraft versus that, and it's just makes everything more atmospheric and pleasing to look at.
Turn ray tracing on.
And you can do that. And then also like Minecraft Hunger Games, that definitely has to be like they're modded servers. And that is actually really fun. Still trying to convince Stan to come play that with me. It's just Minecraft Hunger Games. How could you pass that up? It's the OG Battle Royale, Foz.
Is it really though?
Wow. Yeah, I don't think. I'm pretty sure that was made like in after like all the other ones though.
Minecraft Hunger Games was before Pub.
Yeah.
Was it like during Pub and or
was it before H1Z1?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. H1Z1 didn't switch to a Battle Royale until like after Pub was around.
Like H1Z1 was first.
A lot of the and Cameron, I've seen what you're talking about before. I've seen that mod because I remember a couple times Stan has streamed his Minecraft and everything, and it is really different. It's crazy how different it is. Like the skies, like the snow, like all the environments. It's
the
really
lighting
good.
is crazy. But another thing I forgot was there's so many modded servers out there. If you want to go play World of Warcraft in Minecraft, you can do it. They have classes. They've worked out spells.
That's crazy.
It works like WoW. Like you hit one and you start casting that spell. Like there's targeting. I've also seen people play Pokemon where you can just go out and explore the world and like they'll just be Pokemon that you can catch. And then
that's cool.
Pokemon battle. I mean, it's endless. It's like Gary's mod is another one I really love.
Talking about mods, holy shit.
Yeah, but Gary's mod, I mean, again, I'm sure we talked about it on here, Berlin, 1942 or whatever. That shit is so fun and just silly. And yeah, you just go through hours and hours of content of just random nonsense. Star Wars is actually probably the best.
Yeah, I mean, it allows people to just kind of like what you said with these games, just literally be as creative as they possibly can. They can add stuff. They can add new stories, new environments. They can make the game look different. They can make the game play different. I mean, like the possibilities are just endless. They're
getting to new communities as well. Like, you know that server we played on wasn't there just because, people did it for fun and like messing around. We were the odd men out messing around. People obviously get in there to play it seriously. And
RP hard.
And there's a lot of those servers on Gary's mod. And then communities within each kind of server. Because I drunkenly, jokingly paid $20 to become like a member of their stuff. And like that was a low rank. Like people would spend hundreds of dollars to get like the higher ranking officer positions and stuff. And I'm like, holy cow. But then even every little Trouble in Terrorist Town, which is a pretty popular game mode, like have little communities. So if you play on one server, you can like become admin on that server and get your own cosmetics specifically to the server. It's insane.
There are definitely people who really enjoy like the RP aspect and take it very seriously.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't think I ever could.
I don't know. I feel like
give it a shot. I've done it.
I feel like it could be fun if it was something you actually liked.
I'd want to fuck around too much.
You can still RP and fuck around.
I agree, Stan. I think it would be cool. Like that Star Wars one you guys talking about, I could personally probably RP the fuck out of that. The only problem is like
I would just run out of the room and piss everyone off.
My problem a lot of the time is that role playing like that takes a lot of I feel like it almost takes like a lot of time because you're creating stories and you can't just do that in 30 minutes or something, unlike other games.
I'd say we have kind of role played even in the Discord. Whenever we go play Phasmophobia and shut off our Discord and just talk in game, like I feel like that's kind of RPing because we are being very dumb. Like I like to overreact to the ghosts or whatever, and then whenever you die, I always try to like yell so it cuts, and it's just so like
They got Cam.
Proximity chat makes RPing.
I'm like on the radio, like Stan, she killed Cameron. What happens is I'll joke around role playing Phasmophobia, and then there's a point where I get legitimately scared, and then I'm not role playing anymore. I'm like legitimately scared. It's not even a role play. I'm like, I want to get out of here. Let's go. But yeah, I mean, you. Oh, go ahead, Zaydin.
I was gonna say another big game that had, or probably still has, actually, a very large modding community and very good mods would be obviously Skyrim. Can't talk about can't talk about modding without talking about Skyrim because I mean
just anything Bethesda.
They're the ones who made the game actually fun.
It's endless. But my personal favorite though is because I followed the train when it happened. Thomas the Tank Engine as the dragon beginning at the opening cutscene was I probably played through that like 3 or 4 times just so I could get attacked by Thomas the Tank Engine.
It's so funny. It's because of the train horn that makes it the best.
Yes, it is.
I can't do it, but
it is like his kind of like cartoonish, high pitched
yep, train whistle
horn, but it's like it sounds like it's coming from the sky, and it's like thunder.
I would almost say, speaking in that same vein, my favorite mod from Skyrim was one where you could choose your starting zone. So you could have like a different starting than the original, like you're awake. Like you could actually just go and do, like you could be shipwrecked. You could be like, I took a boat to this city. There's one in Oblivion as well that I have. And it just adds like a whole layer of like RP. You could be in the military for one of the factions. You could be in one of the factions already. You know, be a vampire. You could be a psycho in the woods.
That's really cool, actually.
It's amazing.
The Fallout games have mods for that too, just so you can just skip the intro. Basically, is the best. The best thing about the mods, you get to skip the intro.
So, especially for Skyrim, because Skyrim has like a pretty long and annoying intro that we've all played a million times, so it is nice to skip that. But I think, Cameron, the coolest part about it is it adds like a different kind of role playing to like the start of your game.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
See, I think that they try to keep it as open ended in those games as they can. That's why in Morrowind and Oblivion you're a prisoner. In every one of them you're a prisoner.
Yep.
So the only thing it takes away from you is being like very good. You know what I mean? Like now you have a record.
You're supposed to be good, you mean?
I'm just saying if you wanted to RP that.
Maybe you were falsely convicted.
Sure. I guess, but it's old times. It doesn't matter to throw you in prison for anything.
Yeah. Stop right there, criminal scum.
The one modding, the biggest modding thing I did in Skyrim was like I went through and did just a bunch of minor zones. So like while exploring the game, there would be more places to discover and like very bare areas, which made it really, really fun. And I got like, I think Daedric armor's, it was light Daedric armor. So it was like an assassin armor and it had like a hood and a cape. And that was really cool. And then bow like where your arrows are positioned on your back, I think they're typically just straight up your back. But then I changed it to like your hip, or it might be vice versa. I don't know. It just made it look a lot cooler.
You're right. It's on the hip. I have that one as well.
Yeah, and I got just a lot of different illusion spells. It was like invisibility, and then you could teleport also, which was sweet.
It's either illusion or alteration, but
right.
I think you're right. Either way.
Yeah, I played a lot of it like that, and then once I got burnt out, I was like, all right, screw it. I'm gonna go be Iron Man. I'm gonna fly around. I'm gonna get towers where I can take potions and not hurt from falling, but it still ragdolls me and it like bounced me really far in crazy places. You can do anything you wanted.
Oh, that reminds me of something I saw. One of the YouTubers I watch, Cameron. I think you like made fun of me for watching this guy, but I watched Call Me Kevin. He's been playing through a couple of the Grand Theft Auto games with like a chaos mod. He started on GTA 5, so there's like a constant cycle of random mod effects turned on, and there's like an indicator on your HUD, like, all right, hostile pedestrians and flying cars is on, and you're next. Like one of those mods is going to expire and be replaced in like 30 seconds or whatever. It was crazy. So that was a lot of fun to watch. Just absolute pure chaos. And that was a theme back for Skyrim a couple times too. I don't remember specifically who, but I do remember people who would just install like all the random mods for Skyrim that they could. That was like the whole theme of the video was I installed 50 different mods in Skyrim. Will it even run? Click this video to find out.
And it would run because it can handle mods like no tomorrow.
I saw a video with Skyrim where a guy wrote a script and he used a voice recognition software to where if he said certain words, it would spawn X amount of whatever he said.
Ooh.
That's Elite Dangerous did that. Like just base game.
Awesome. It was
voice commands are cool. Need to be used more often in video games.
He would just be talking and then he'd say something about a bear or something, or someone would trick him into saying bear and then spawning 10 bears.
Oh, I thought you were saying
no.
He was a streamer then.
He was.
So it would just okay, I get that. I thought you meant
he did all the work. He did all the work for it.
Right, but I'm saying I thought that you meant that he'd use it practically, not to fuck himself.
Oh no, definitely to fuck himself.
Practical voice commands are really cool and like never used in video games. Elite Dangerous.
They sure tried.
With what?
The Kinect. They were all about
Xbox,
that shit.
Record that.
Yep.
Xbox, clip that.
That onward.
Like it's never been implemented very well.
Weren't there some games that implemented it like in secret almost?
Yeah. You wouldn't know.
PT.
That would be one of them.
Pretty sure Mario Party. Yeah, Mario Party on the GameCube had a microphone.
Yeah.
It was like this small little gray microphone like this.
That's the hardest thing to find for it.
Unfortunately, I don't have it anymore.
That's why, because everyone fucking loses it.
Yeah. And you could like start the game with it and everything. You could pick like the settings for the game and everything, and then there were certain mini games where you could utilize it.
Super cool. Talking about the Pikachu. Let's go Pikachu.
Hey you Pikachu.
Hey you Pikachu.
For the Nintendo 64.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I know. No, it was a thing for sure in like Mario Party 4.
I don't remember that at all.
It's one of the ones on the GameCube. It might be 4. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it is because 4 is on the GameCube.
I've got all the GameCube ones right there, so I'll have to look through the boxes and see.
Did you get yourself a microphone?
On my Wavebirds.
Where did the microphone plug in?
Controller somewhere?
I'm pretty sure it was just in the controller slot. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't remember though. It might have plugged in the back. But yeah, other mods that I really like are mods that, kind of like what you guys said about like completing the story. So when I played through KOTOR 2 recently, that game was rushed out, so it was never finished properly. Unfortunately, because LucasArts wanted to get it out for the holidays, so Obsidian never had the time to actually fully finish the game. And a bunch of modders have like this whole pack of assets and stuff that were supposed to be in the game that they modded into there, so that they made the game into a more complete, more playable story, more cohesive as well. A lot more context, because in the original vanilla KOTOR 2, there's like a lot of plot holes. It felt like there's a lot of stuff where it's like, wait, why did that happen? And the reason for that was because they didn't have the time to implement everything they wanted. But with this mod, you can do that. And it's even on the workshop, so it's like the easiest install ever. It was awesome.
Speaking of Star Wars, a side note, I saw that they announced the open world Star Wars game not too long ago. That is all.
I want it.
We talked about that last week.
Yeah, I wanted to bring it up again because I'm excited for it, but I don't want to get like Cyberpunk excited for it.
That's just gonna be the new one. You really Brited it.
You really Project Reddit it.
Reddit.
Honestly, you got Cyber. Ashton Kutcher comes out. You got Cyberpunked. A Ubisoft Star Wars game really doesn't do it for me. Anything Ubisoft just really doesn't do it for me, if I'm being honest with you.
Like, who made the Fallen Order? Who made that?
Respawn.
Respawn.
And EA.
So that's good though.
It's a very good game.
I still haven't played. I own it. I need to do it.
That's one that you need to play through. That's a lot shorter than Kingdom Come. That can be done within a week.
Even on True Jedi, I assume that's what it's called because of Lego Star Wars.
Whatever. Jedi Master, I think. Easy mode, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you go in there after playing fucking Dark Souls. Fucking easy mode.
Yeah, I can see them making a game like a super duper hard game in that aspect. I could see it being kind of a cakewalk. I also like mods that add a lot of aesthetics, I guess you could say. So like I have one mod for Oblivion that recreates the characters. It's just like a character creation overhaul that makes your character in the game. Unfortunately, it can't do it too well. It does it with some of the characters in the game, like the NPCs, but not all of them.
Makes it look like
it makes your character actually look good for once. It's a miracle.
That was in Fallout 4. I got like 2 mods, and one of them was just to lighten the color palette. Like, and it changed it. It's not a total wasteland, but it's like, man, I'd rather have grass and a flaw in the story than anything else.
Kind of gives me an
Dry color palettes suck. I was getting excited to play Apex, because I know we didn't play the other night, but I saw that they lightened up Kings Canyon.
They did, dude. It looks great.
I know that color palette will affect so much. I love that they say like the late aughts to like late 2000s O's is like the time of brown gaming, where every brown filters and just
ugly.
Kind
of like Oblivion. I hated that interface. Skyrim was worse at it. It was all grayed out.
It really was.
Mm-hmm. Another one was I didn't feel that way as much with Oblivion, even on the original Xbox. But one game I was gonna say is Gears of War is like 50 Shades of Brown, man. That's all.
True story.
Which Gears? Original?
All of them.
Oh yeah, all of them.
Every single one, dude. The third one's probably the least egregious, but they are all just tough to look at. I remember there were certain multiplayer maps you could literally blend in because everything looks so shitty. No one could even see you.
Everything's camouflaged in brown.
Yeah, dude. Especially if you were like a certain kind of locust, you just blend in, dude. Like you're playing Viet Cong now or something. I was also gonna say like I also really like armor mods, like a lot. that kind of goes back to Left 4 Dead and like
Gotta look good,
character
man.
models. But yeah, no, I'd have like mods for like Mass Effect, for like armor mods in Mass Effect that were freaking sweet, and Dragon Age. Man, there were some cool mods. You can make your characters look amazing, way better, especially if the games had really bad base armor, like in Dragon Age Inquisition. It was a nice way to actually make your character look cool for once.
I feel like I feel like you mod the most. I feel like we don't mod very much for like PC gamers, because I remember back in like the 360 days when I was just young and didn't know much, but I'd get on YouTube and watch stuff. I was just mesmerized by how many mods were on the console. I mean, on PC. So like even just seeing console commands of like people playing Fallout 3 and spawning in like a bunch of different enemies that would fight each other, and just old school YouTube videos.
You're
you know?
like, whoa!
You're just like, what?
Yes!
Fucking hacker man.
Yes, it was the best thing ever. So that was like, PC gaming was like this high standard. Like I always had wanted it, but I was a kid and I couldn't afford it, and I wasn't gonna build something. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And then finally, I was old enough once the PS4 came out, but I wasn't super into gaming much at the time. And then I got the PS4, got back into gaming, and I'm like, this sucks. I can build a computer. I understand computers now. Screw it. And then here we are. And now I don't mod. Like I need a mod now. I feel bad about it.
Yeah.
It's not even hard to do.
I mean,
some are kind of tricky. Like
They
the
can be.
majority, but think about some people aren't. Maybe they're just gamers, so they struggle with it more. But some, I think some can be a little tricky. There was just one armor mod I did for Mass Effect 2, and I had to like tear the textures out, put them back into another pack, like re-asset it, put it back again, just like in a mixer. It's like I was a cook or something. Just like putting everything in the bowl and then throwing it back into my game. Had to get like a save edit, save the game, throw it back in there. Like some of them do require a process. Go ahead, Zayden.
Speaking of Mass Effect, what is this trilogy called?
Oh, the Legendary Edition.
And when is this happening?
There's not a set release date yet, but they think May.
Will it be on Steam?
Yes, more than likely.
That's even better. Good.
I was just getting ready to play when I asked you that question, I was downloading it, and then you said that, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Uninstall.
Dude, I didn't think. I thought you legit brought it up. That's crazy that you did that, because literally the trailer dropped that day that you brought it up. So I thought.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I'm not like, I watch some gaming news, but it's very like hit or miss. When I do, like, it's just I'll be into it sometimes and I won't. So like,
We're busy people.
We are. I'm starting a whole mining company. Been getting dirty in the mines.
Ayler LLC.
Ayler Mining Co. LLC.
Your grandpa used to be down in the real mines. Now you're just.
I'm in the real mine. I'm on a farm, man.
I'm getting a hard hat for next stream. I'm gonna have a light.
Oh my goodness. They call me Prospector Cam.
That better not just be talk. I better see one next time. I'll be very happy.
I will do it after this episode.
So you gotta
put like
oh yeah, some mud
on your face, dude. Like,
Sut, not smut.
I'm pretty sure I have black face paint in the.
Just like cough
cabinet.
a bunch.
I want a little bird in a cage behind you. So
I'm not doing that, but I'll have the hard hat. Where were we going?
Amazing.
Besides, we're talking about the Legendary Edition for Mass Effect.
I think I heard there was an issue with one of like the DLCs, some tower something DLC. Like it wasn't going to be included because they just fucked up and lost it all. I'm like, how in the
What DLC is that? What game is it for? Which one?
It's for Mass Effect 1, and what it is the Pinnacle Station and
It's okay if you don't remember.
Asteroid X57. Dude, it's my favorite game ever. Asteroid X57, the two DLCs. So when BioWare made that game, they actually did not make those DLCs.
Oh,
And so in order for them to have those DLCs in the Legendary Edition, yeah, it was a different company. There's actually still a company these days. I can't remember the name right now, but they made those DLCs. BioWare did not do that. And in order for them to add it to the Legendary Edition, they would have to from the ground up like redo it all.
oh
And
yeah.
I'm sure Stan, you read about this, but it would add like 6 months. So basically, they're not going to add those 2 DLCs, but it's only to the first game. That's it. Just is these 2 DLCs in the first game. And to be perfectly honest with you, neither were that good. So it's really not even that much of a loss. Now, if it had been like the DLCs in 2 and 3, that would be a way bigger deal. But Mass Effect 1, they were still trying to figure it out. And those DLCs are definitely the weakest in the whole thing, in my opinion. And I think most people feel that same way.
That's got me excited to play Mass Effect 2 again.
I honestly, my go ahead, Cameron.
I was gonna say, I haven't played any Mass Effects except
I'm sorry.
which one had multiplayer.
3.
So there was a Mass Effect 3 multiplayer beta that me and you must have played together.
We did
on
play
the
that, dude.
360. That's like the limited Mass Effect I've played.
That will also not be on the edition.
No multiplayer.
No multiplayer, because again, that would require
Effort.
building it from the ground up.
We can't copy and paste it. We're not doing it.
we can't put a new coat of paint on it, so we're just not gonna bother, man. That actually bums me out because I actually put a lot of hours into the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. It was basically a horde mode with waves, but the fun part was there were a bunch of different operatives that you could unlock. And so yeah, I mean you'd play different classes, different guns, and you could just try to, there were different difficulties as well. You could just always try to get better. Me and my friends, we grinded that shit. It was super fun.
Okay, you said horde modes, and that kind of got me excited. What game has the best horde mode? And I instantly
Gears of
I feel
War.
almost Gears of War.
100%.
Like, and I don't even play Gears that much, but Gears of War has always had the best.
Gears of War also made horde mode like a popular thing with like Gears of War 2. Like they're the ones who actually made like all that horde mode stuff that came after. That was from like I remember it in Modern Warfare 2. After Gears of War 2 had come out, Modern Warfare 2 did their take on it. Also, of course, Zombies, and then Firefight and Halo. Like Gears of War, yeah. To me, also, I agree. Gears of War is like the vintage horde mode. It's the best.
I was going to bring up Firefight as well, because I remember when that got popular. I'm like, wow.
I don't know if that's in Master Chief Collection.
No. Well, I don't know. The game mode might be.
I think it is in Reach or ODST, but not like all of it for some reason.
I want to be like the ODST one, wherever you're not Spartans. Like that was really cool.
Yeah,
That's not in the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, that's sad. I want to play that again.
that one was more fun.
4-player local split screen
ODST? Yeah.
firefight.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you be able to do that?
I don't know.
I have a copy of
You have some
ODST.
Xbox 360 controllers. We're gonna play some Firefight Saturday night.
Nope.
We could.
That would be fun.
I have some Xbox 360 controllers.
I don't
lying
have
around.
the Master Chief collection.
No, you gotta do it in person. Come on down, bud.
No, absolutely not. To bring it back to mods, you'll laugh at me. But Farming Simulator 19.
Yeah.
It just
I remember this.
I remember this too. This man's a madman.
He's not a madman. He took the easy way out. If he's thinking about what I'm if he's gonna say what I'm thinking about.
There's this mod in it. There's this mod called Courseplay where you can like automate everything, and automation in any form, whether it's on a computer, in a game, in my house, whatever.
Networks,
It gets me. It gets me hard. Not gonna lie. So I'm for automation, and I don't know why I enjoy it so much. I guess it's like the putting the pieces together and then sitting back and watching everything work the way I designed it.
He does a
Satisfaction.
fingers where he just he's
Yeah.
a mad scientist.
Yeah, I mean that's
That's
the
why he
only
likes
that's the
mining
only
so
reason
much.
I play that game. I mean, if I didn't have course play, I'm not gonna fucking drive around a field and plow it. That's stupid as fuck. No, I want to have everyone else do it, and then I'm gonna go over here and tell everyone else to do something else.
You boys and your internet mining and your dang internet farm, like your grandpa's be
Internet
so
farm.
be so disappointed in you.
I live on a farm right now, bud.
Bud, Ayler Farms.
Hell yeah.
What you farming over there, bud?
Yeah, I think you have to produce something.
He's farming bullshit.
I'm mining at Ayler Farms. Another mod I thought about that I really, really enjoy. I used to work at a furniture store, a used furniture store in a very small town. So you can imagine how much business that gets. And I would just take my laptop in and I sat at the front desk, and you can just any game that you can just pause and be done with it, I would just, stop. So I played the shit out of Age of Empires 2. And
The fantastic game.
I mean, I got some unit mods and story mods and whatnot, but the best mod I got was replacing the music to the Lord of the Rings soundtrack, and it always started off with the Shire. So it was. So I know.
I bet that would be really good.
It was awesome. So you always felt like giddy because it's the start of an adventure thing.
You're
and
going
that's
on
what
an
you're
adventure.
doing. And that's the beginning of. Not that you're going. It's kind of depending on which game mode, but you have to find where you want to go and start from the ground up there. So that feels like an adventure. Also, man, I want to play. I'm playing Age of Empires tomorrow. I forgot how good that game is.
You have the HD version, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
released another one. I think
Oh,
they released like definitive edition now. I don't know. I'm gonna play the HD collection, the 2. Yeah, and yeah, that just warms my heart to just be able to listen to that Lord of the Rings. You get that feeling on top of like the gaming feeling. Like I'm gonna do that tomorrow and watch Lord of the Rings on my other screen.
The Shire is straight fire, man.
Stan, have you seen Lord of the Rings?
uh-oh.
We're watching Lord of the Rings tomorrow. At least one of them.
No, you torture him. Get the extended. Don't do the.
Oh yeah. There's no other ways.
12 hours.
They're 4 hours each, Stan.
Hope you're ready.
I'm not kidding.
What is it with you people? Everybody who likes this shit, they're so into it. It's like you haven't seen it. Get over to my house right now and sit down for the 12-hour marathon. That's what's always put me off so much.
Stan gets so.
He's got so many of those
in his feelings about that.
And I understand because if everyone's been saying to you your whole life, "Oh, you gotta watch this," but this is the
Everyone
one time.
says it about literally everything.
Okay, well, I have once you told me that you get that from everybody, I have stopped saying that ever or even recommending stuff. I would tell you about stuff.
Yeah, we can't recommend anything to him. He gets mad.
If I get one from me, this is the one you're gonna get. Is you've got to watch the trilogy, and I'm gonna watch it with you.
I'm in.
This is my one.
Hey,
it's really good.
Karen, I was gonna ask you something. Were there I'm sure there were console commands in Total War as well, right?
You mean
or did you never use them?
You mean Age of Empires?
Or Age of Empires.
I don't know.
I didn't use them because I like to just see how much I could overpower because I love doing 8-player fights and just like trying to be as resistant as possible and just building up and then just wipe everybody out, or like trying to bunker in and build like a castle and see how long I could withhold. Like I just like to make my own fun in there because most of the time I didn't do the story stuff. I would just do that.
Because there's more than one way to win in that.
Right. Well, I always no. For me, it's total domination. That's the way you win. Everybody has to be dead. Genocide. So
amen, brother.
Bunker down. Eventually, everyone's going to attack you. And then once you weaken them, that's when you can go out.
That's when you strike.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Then you spend like 10 minutes chasing their last unit around because it's fucking running away from you.
Well, if you have enough area, you just send out units everywhere. It's great.
The reason I asked about that, and the reason my brain kind of slipped as well, because I was going to say Total War's like command consoles made that game a lot more fun. You get like a million elephants. I remember I did this one playthrough of Total War where I just farmed the Pope. Basically, what happened was I'd kill the Pope, and then someone else would be appointed the Pope, and then I'd kill him, and then it was just an endless cycle of me murdering all the popes of the world. I don't know why they kept taking the job. After a while, I'd be like, you know what? I don't want to be the Pope because this guy's going to come and murder me.
RPing in games.
I would get big elephants and I would storm the Vatican with my war elephants.
I got another console command thing because it was really interesting at the time and it was one of the earliest ones I used. Half-Life 2, you could console command in how many BBs you wanted your shotgun to shoot out. In default was like 8 or something.
So you could change it to
you could change it to like 1,000, and you just see a wall, like because it would show them. And then if it hit the wall, I feel like you could see how the shots did, and they'd fall for a second before they despawned. That might be me just remembering it and adding things, but either way, I know you can edit the amount of BBs, and I think you can even edit the damage. But it just ended up being me just running around with a shotgun that shot 100 things and just obliterating stuff. It would be a wall of bullets going down hallways.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
It's awesome.
That reminds me of the Matrix, except in the Matrix, Neo stopped it. Whereas in this game, you just obliterated everything in your path. They didn't have that option.
I don't think.
Oh, go ahead.
It's not modding, but it's kind of modding the game a little bit. But Halo Zombies, I can relate that to everything too. So you edit the freaking speed and everything of the zombies to take one shot but be really fast, low gravity. Ooh.
Or even you could even say Forge is a variation of modding, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, then they made the clever maps and
yeah,
different zombie game types. Zombies is so much fun.
Why
are we not playing the Master Chief Collection more?
Because there's too many games to play.
Because we don't have enough people to play zombies with, man.
Zidane?
Nope.
Get on it.
Well, we would need Zidane, and then we would need like 4 more people.
All right, well then we just got to go play a bunch of big team battles, get recent players, and invite them like the olden times.
We can just queue up.
They don't do that anymore.
We want to make our own maps and have a custom lobby stand.
Well,
because
we need more people.
Let's get on it. I'm gonna start buying this for everybody with my mining profits. We're gonna mine to get Halo 3 into others' hands.
Absolutely
Mining
not.
for Halo.
That is a waste of resources.
That is not profitable, Zidane says.
Nope.
Halo 3 coin.
Halo 3 coin.
I used to really like playing the PC edition of Halo Combat Evolved. That was a really funky, cool game. I think Gearbox Software released that, and there was like the retail release, and then there was a custom edition release. And like everything in the game was super easy to mod because like the levels and maps and everything were just like plain text file, or they were hex files basically. So they were encoded. But I remember in like the early forms of modding, you would just open up the level save file with a hex editor.
Yeah.
And you would have like on another screen like what values are what, and you'd search for the value of like a projectile, and you could swap in another value, or you could put an object in a certain place and then like replace that object with whatever you want to spawn crazy stuff that you can't spawn in Forge. Well, there was no Forge back then, but one of my favorite things to do was to mess around. You could swap the projectiles for different weapons. So I had like a assault rifle that fired rockets or like tank shells, or like a sniper rifle that just shoots a plasma grenade at like sniper rifle speed. Or you could apply like I think you could apply the tracking effect that the Needler had to different projectiles too.
Just imagine like the assault rifle.
Yeah.
But with the Needler projectile.
So the custom edition of the game, you could do all kinds of crazy shit. You could import custom levels, and you could make your own levels completely. So there were people who designed their own levels for the game, like from the ground up, just in like a 3D modeling program. And I remember like there was this one really, really popular map for Combat Evolved Custom Edition called called Extinction, and it was a crash site of the Pillar of Autumn on the ring, where it crashes at the end of the game. But there was also like a Covenant cruiser down there as well, and it was set up like each ship was like one team's side, and all these crazy vehicles. So on the crashed Pillar of Autumn, you could fly Pelicans and longswords, and then over on the Covenant side, you could fly Seraphs or Scarab. No, well, they did have a Scarab that you could pilot. You could shoot the gun. You could fly the I want to say it was the Seraph, the little fighter planes, and they had different variations of Ghosts. There's just all kinds of crazy stuff in that game.
Halo is OG mods.
Really is.
There's this. I can't believe I haven't shouted out a YouTuber yet. So let me have it here.
Oh man!
You guys
Shout
ever heard
out
of
to.
Shout out to Inferno Plus. Anybody know?
Yo, that's my boy.
No, I don't.
No, I don't know. I don't know him at all.
So he did this. He's a YouTube guy and he just does modding in games. And his most recent video was, I think he called. I just pulled it up because I wanted to know what his name was. His most recent video is Dark Souls, except it's Halo, and it's a Dark Souls mod where you can like go into an arena area and you'll join in, and they do big team battle on Blood Gulch, but it's 8v8 Dark Souls players.
Hell yeah!
But he
Wow.
went so far as to like mod the entire game and like fix stuff because like backstab's really broken in PvP. Like he reworked that. He reworked items to like the shit ones to be a little bit better so they're valued. Like this dude goes all in, and I think he even redid more than Blood Gulch. Like there's a lot of Halo maps, and you can just do game modes. I think he even put Capture the Flag in there. He changed up magic spells, every kind of spell. He just reworked everything. Like it's amazing. But I wish you guys were all into Dark Souls as much as me, because then we could just go figure out how to download that mod, because he put it out, and then we can go play online and just play Halo in Dark Souls.
Cameron, when we get popular, I say when, I want to sell a T-shirt, and I want it to say, shout out to insert YouTuber here, and that's gonna be your meme shirt.
Yeah, and then dash cam.
Yeah. Then like Cameron Nosferatu Cam. Perfect.
I got two things. First one's sports related and kind of irrelevant, but I'm still gonna say it because it's directed towards Foz. 6 years ago today, Seattle should have ran it.
No, that's today.
Okay, moving on.
That was rude.
You could
Go
mod that into an NFL game and then replay it and then run it instead.
There you go.
that was a perfect transition.
What
See, now
actually
it's like-
should have happened.
JFK.
You brought
How
up
fucking dare you?
you brought up Dark Souls, and that made me think of Poke Souls.
guy.
It's a thing. It's a mod for Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, you told me about it.
You'll run around and you'll capture enemies, and you'll use them to fight bosses and stuff. It's actually really cool. The something of man, Pus of Man. That's what the name of the enemy is.
Pus of Man?
Yeah, it's the
Huh?
one. It's the
They're the crawly guys with
No.
the.
it's the one that gets really pissed off and really big when you get too close to them. You know what I'm talking about? They blow up.
No, I thought they were the things on the ground with the stuff growing out of them.
No.
You talking about the gray mean looking dude?
No, it's like
Which Dark Souls? 1?
3. I just said that.
Oh, I thought you said 1.
On the high wall of Lothric or whatever, when you're like on top of that church, and there's all those guys praying. No, and then the one guy is like, "Oh,
yeah, okay," and they're black. You
yeah."
should've-
I don't remember what
of
color they were.
Yeah, well, you said Pus of Man, so I'm thinking of like
That's
the
a
most
weird name.
disgusting thing I can think of, and Pus is typically white. That is gross. But no, they're these big black, like Ouroboros Resident Evil 5 looking monsters.
They're OP.
Yeah, they're hard as hell. I think they're weak to fire.
So yeah, so that's a pretty interesting mod that I should try out. You should probably try it too.
Fuck you, Zaide. No one asked for your opinion. You hurt my feelings.
Sorry, man.
That was 6 years ago today, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
I should have.
Are we good? Because I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good on that.
I'm really good.
Wait, there's one more iconic modding
Son
thing.
of a gun. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but
No. Don't be sorry. Go
the
ahead.
sexual mods in any video game are so much hype. Like you can get Lara Croft naked, and someone would mod that in the game, or like the whole controversy around San Andreas, where they're like, you can have sex in this game, and they did the like hot coffee mod where you could have sex like as a mini game, and then everyone lost their minds and pulled the game from the shelves because they heard about a mod.
Which is kind of silly, but also like I remember like the highest, like in Skyrim, dude. If you look at like the most successful mods in Skyrim like ever, a lot of them are very sexual related. Like there are these people, right, who like slave away. They make a whole new zone and everything, and then there's some guy who's like, "Yeah, I just made bigger titties," and that one gets more love than the like team who slaved away and made like a whole new zone and everything. Some random guy's like, yeah, I just wanted bigger titties, or I wanted to make the penis on the guy bigger. Like that's what people.
I mean, I did download a mod for the Resident Evil 2 that had Claire in like a swimsuit. So.
No, I think you're thinking of the suit that Jill had in the original like vanilla Revelations, where they're on the ship. I think that's the one because I'd seen it before when you were playing it.
Regardless, her boobies were bigger.
I just want them to edit in the mod in Resident Evil 2 where they edit in X gonna give it to you when the music plays at the top.
I downloaded that and it's hysterical.
The best part is so like when he's drumming around, you know, you hear his footsteps, him just banging around, and if he's on like the other floor, it's like
Yep.
Or like if he's coming through the other side of a door before he busts it open, it's like gonna give it to you, X go, and he busts in. It's amazing, dude.
It's a very good mod. Too bad it doesn't last the whole game because he's only there for about maybe half, but
yeah. That was definitely a really good honorable mention. Does anyone else have anything else? Because I don't want to stop. I feel like I'm bad at that sometimes. Like I stop before everyone's like ready. So I want to like.
I'm good.
You know, you guys can always like.
I don't want to just talk for the whole time, so I try to snap in there.
For sure. You good too, Stanley?
Good.
All right, sweet. Good. So the next thing we're gonna do.
No, I'm kidding.
Come at me, bro. I knew you were kidding that time, though. I was like, there's no way he's actually got something else.
Cam always has something.
True. Which is a blessing and a curse. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is, I mean, this is talking. It's all talking. But, like, we're going to do, like, since it's been a little bit, I wanted to do another review. We kind of voted on this one. We need to get more in there, by the way, boys. I really want a couple more, so we got to, like, talk about that. Maybe after this, if we got time. I don't know. We'll talk about games we've all played. And then see what we can do about that. Anyways, so also, I'm going to say just now, like, go ahead and also make sure to comment quite a bit on like modding stuff that we talked about. What's your favorite mod? Is there something we talked about that you really like? You know, definitely tell us about it below because I want to know.
You downloaded the big titty mods down the
Yeah, how many big titty mods do you have? Where's the link?
Link in the description below.
I don't want to know. I'm just like wondering because I think Stan might be curious. So I'm just like,
he's the sauce.
I'm just trying to help out my boy. It's definitely not.
Yeah. Drop sauce for your boy here down in the comment section.
Anyways,
Zidane loves Futanari.
and then also,
Jesus Christ.
but let's no.
We're not going down that pipe.
I don't think no. Speaking of Futanari videos.
I just said we're not going down that pipe.
See this? No. This is a really good transition. Watch this. Speaking of Futanari videos, have you guys ever seen Overwatch porn?
God damn it!
Okay,
I may be aware that it exists. Yes,
I've heard rumors.
Espas slowly spins his chair to the side.
There she is. There's my girl. Okay, we're gonna do. The reason I did that horrible transition was for an actual reason. Everybody, we're gonna review Overwatch tonight because we've all played it. It's a game we're all familiar with, and also it's because Overwatch 2 is apparently going to come out sometime this year. Blizzard still refuses to give us an exact date, but apparently that's in the works. So
It's going to be 2022.
probably, honestly, which is going to be. Hopefully, it's not a copy and paste though, which is like what we had seen in the year prior at like the BlizzCon and everything and the gameplay. But I really hope that's not the case. I don't think it'll be when it's finally released, but these days, who knows? CD Projekt Red and what they did. I mean, yeah, it would be awful.
Can't do any worse than that. So
you also can't trust anybody. You just can't anymore.
Not that Foz guy.
Anyways, no, fucking degenerate. We're gonna review Resident Evil 2. Wait, what? We're gonna review Overwatch.
I was like, wait a second.
And, what? I was like, where am I going with that? No, that doesn't make any sense at all. We're gonna review Overwatch, and we're gonna bring up kind of like the same topics we bring about every single time. And I'm just gonna start, and then I'm gonna let you guys rip.
Do it.
First thing I'm going to talk about with Overwatch, I'm just going to bring this up very quickly, and then I'm going to let you guys go on it. There's nothing I hate more in Apex Legends is when I'm like behind a wall and it's desynced and I take damage when I'm literally not even fucking looking at somebody. That never happens to me in Overwatch. Blizzard servers, their tick rate, all of that is amazing. Their optimization with your rig is amazing. You get so many frames. Nothing ever goes wrong. Every time I die in Overwatch, it feels completely fair. Well, I'm assuming you guys agree. Is there anything you don't like about the optimization or anything like that?
That was going to be the first point that I brought up, that it runs like a fucking dream.
And it runs on anything.
Chef's kiss.
You could put it on a potato and you'd still get 120 frames.
Blizzard's awesome at that. Shout out to them for.
Whoa,
they've always been that way.
That's my first point though. This is I think the end of good Blizzard.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is the last chef's kiss before it went downhill. Wouldn't you?
Talking about Overwatch?
Just in general, like they're random shit. Like I feel like they're games in general, or maybe just games in general. But
I mean,
what they make Heroes of the Storm after this wasn't received very well. I don't think anybody plays that. And then they just more recently, the one I'm thinking of is that Warcraft remaster was just god awful.
Frozen.
Did you hear about the exodus of people who got a refund for that?
No.
Yeah, there's just a mass exodus of people getting a refund for that game. It was super uninspired, and like I don't want to get off track again. I agree with what you're saying about Blizzard and everything, but like
That was a true copy and paste.
It really was, and like even the cinematics that they redid were like super stiff, and also like a lot of the stuff that they added were really like detriments. So in the original Warcraft, like the loading screen, if you flip between the factions, it was like a night elf lady standing there on the front, or a nasty undead, or an orc. It kind of flipped between them, right? And it had like this cool character model like standing there. In the new one, it's just like this shitty book. Like there were just so many things about it that were uninspired, and you're right, Cameron. It just shows like what the fuck, Blizzard? Like what are you doing? The Axeman has a really good. I'll shout out. The Axeman has he has a really good video on the downfall of Blizzard that I would recommend everybody watch. And yeah, I mean, I agree with you completely. I'm gonna get some water.
Okay, I'm sure I've played enough. Most of my Overwatch has been played with Foz, so we can agree performance, but I think I'll just hit on that. But things that I really like, actually, I kind of want to get my negatives out of the way.
We're starting with performance. Any pros and cons?
Okay, fine. Thank you for guiding me.
Yep, I'm here for you.
I know. Again, performance is awesome. That was when I first got my 2K 144 hertz monitor. That was a game I would like to play a lot because I could hit that frame rate to really take advantage of that. It's just it runs buttery smooth, and it runs buttery smooth on like anything. Like that's one of the games that's on the esports list for schools.
I originally
like
played
the
it.
Standard of esports. Sorry, Zayden, I didn't mean
Coach,
to jump, but like
Coach
how Overwatch does, like that should be the standard.
100%.
I'm gonna be an esports coach. I'm gonna be esports coach Cam.
Okay.
That's not a joke. That's not a joke.
Okay.
True, it's true. I was gonna say I ran Overwatch the first time on my 980. A 4
And it
gig,
ran amazing.
a 4 gig card on a 4790K.
Yeah.
And it ran
I
great.
mean,
Ran amazingly.
I ran Overwatch on a like mobile i7 integrated graphics chip.
And it ran well.
I had to turn resolution scaling down. That's another thing that I really liked about it was, you know, even for like the extremely low powered stuff, there's so many things you could optimize. So you could turn your render scale down and then like only render the game at 720p, but then like upscale it to 1080p, so it just looks like bad 1080p, which is better than,
Well,
you know.
it wasn't. I mean, the graphics are good because they're the style.
It's so
Yeah.
smooth. Everything is just so crisp. The color palette is nice.
Color palettes.
It's
We
not
talked about color
fucking
palettes
brown.
earlier. Color palettes are important.
Not brown or gray. Bright and vibrant.
Overwatch is beautiful, man. The characters, the environments, everything about that game is really, really pretty.
I want to. I know
Honestly-
we said we played Fortnite, and I want to praise Fortnite a little bit because it's a similar fashion. It's just cartoony, and people used to play it on their phones. I remember at one point we were just so bored at my friend's house that I would bring my Switch over, and I would sit in his room, and I would play Fortnite with him on the Switch because like you couldn't get on Discord whenever you played on the PlayStation. So I'd just be like, all right, well, I don't want to play on the PlayStation, so I'll just come over and play on the Switch.
I really don't think I have anything negative to say about performance because
Hmm. So that's what I was just about to bring up, Zidane, is I think it would be easier for us to say if there's anything bad about the optimization. That way we can get through that part really quickly. Is there anything you guys feel like, I will say, and this kind of goes into it because of what Cameron said with like graphics and whatnot. Some people don't like Blizzard games because they look cartoony, and that's not directly to optimization. That's more so they're just like, I can't get into it. I like something more realistic. What do you guys think about that?
I think they're dumb.
I think they're dumb. Yeah, like
I think like that, and I tried those games.
It's we brought this point up before. Video games, there's the most creative media format there is, and if you just want to play something that's realistic, I mean, it takes away everything that you could possibly do, and to me, that's dumb.
Well, an example I have really quick is Dishonored. That is far from it. It's got like a watercolor look to it, and it's really interesting. And I love that game, and it looks far from realistic. It's just
I love it when
Cool.
games take that really creative design approach and try to do something off the wall, like that watercolor thing you were talking about.
Yeah, because an example of that would be like the characters in like Apex are more like realistic looking, I guess you could say, as far as like their design and everything. Whereas in Overwatch, characters are it allows Blizzard to be more creative with their characters. Like everyone in Apex just kind of looks like a human, whereas in Overwatch, there are a lot of humans, but even the humans look a lot different from one another.
It's a fucking gorilla.
when you can exaggerate things with your art style, it makes it more timely. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, if you're
For
trying to perfect
sure.
a human's face or how something really should look, then you're screwed. But if you can, exaggerate some stuff,
The
it's just going to
game,
make it
it
last
ages better.
longer.
Yep,
It ages better. Exactly.
for sure ages better. I mean, look at like anything. I'm gonna go back a little far and a little off topic, but like look at anything the 16-bit era, like Super Nintendo games, like Super Mario
8-bit.
World.
8-bit.
Not that far back. 8-bit looks like
We're
shit.
8-bit game. We're 8-bit.
16-bit will look good still, and it will look good forever because that art style is just crisp, clean, and good.
Well, I know I've said this before on here, and it's something that is like, it's if you can make it simple enough where you look at it and immediately know what that thing is, like that's a toaster. Doesn't matter how you portray that toaster, but as long as you look at it and know it's a toaster, that's going to be timeless. If it's like blurry, nasty graphics and you try to make it look real and you're like, what the fuck is that? Like that's what's going to ruin it.
yeah.
So your art style is very, very important. How you approach making stuff.
Anyway, back to cons on performance about
Toasters, Zidane.
I guess there's really, I mean, there's literally,
I got
there's
nothing.
something. There has to be at least one thing. I know I can't think of it either, but there has to be. They
Nothing-
have to.
Nothing glaring to me that. Yeah, I got nothing. It runs well.
Sometimes you have to reduce buffering and then redo it to get frames.
I don't think I've ever had that problem.
Well, no, it's not even like, it's almost like it's not there all the time. It's like something you do just to get frame. But I'm nitpicking hard right now. Like that is, yeah, no, the performance is amazing. So Overwatch is off to a great start. Now let's go to something a little more controversial then.
Okay.
The gameplay. Now that is a big question because the meta's changing everything, but you can also just look at like quick play and stuff. So I mean, what do you guys think of the general gameplay of Overwatch? The guns, the gameplay modes, the maps, like the whole thing.
I want to jump in first because
Yeah,
I was hitting on this. The reason I do not play, like if I'm going to play Fallout, I typically like guns, physical damage guns, like just realistic, more so realistic. So I thought I would be going that way in Cyberpunk, but I feel like every single gun in Cyberpunk feels the same. And that is why I love Overwatch. Depending on what you want to do, everything feels different. Nothing feels very similar. Nothing just feels like a real gun, like not even Soldier's gun.
It doesn't.
And so that's just depending on what you want to do, completely changes how you behave in that game or how it plays out. Like you got to lead shots. I don't know if there's any hit scan kind of stuff in Overwatch. So there you go. There's hit scan stuff. I mean, there's just a lot of different ways to play. I really played a shitload of Pharah on the PlayStation before I came to PC, and that was so much fun. I just hung back, hovered in the air, shot people, flew in when I could just take someone out really quick, and then like I played a lot
Death
of Hanzo
from above.
yeah, and that all. But then like coming to play Hanzo, like I'm having to lead shots, but I do a ton of damage. And I can climb. I can't fly anymore. I mean, it's just the variation amongst characters and the way it feels when you play those characters. Probably my favorite thing with gameplay. Like, it keeps it fresh, and you can mix it up when you want. Because I also like to play Mercy and just hang back and not have to aim and not have to be in the fight. Like healing, when you give me that option of tank, DPS, heals, I love that variation in games. Because it really kind of like highlights not you as a person, but like what you like to do. And I've really gone towards support. I'm either support or damage. I'm not a tank person. And depending on the game, it's like, I think I would be almost more support, but DPS is fun to mix it up with too. Because it's harder to show skill in healing. And I like to be able to DPS to show up, like to not show off, but
Unless you're
prove
Mercy.
that you're, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The cool
A lot of
thing
variation.
about- I agree, and it sounds like as far as DPS, you prefer projectile heroes, and that's a cool thing about Overwatch is, say somebody likes to play games and they really like hit scan. Well, there's a bunch of hit scan characters. There's Widowmaker, there's Ashe, there's Soldier, there's McCree. Or if you like projectile heroes, you could play like Pharah or Hanzo or Genji,
Mhm.
or you just like. Maybe you like to play WoW and you like to play like tanks or something like that, or you you're into fantasy shit. You want to be Reinhardt or fucking like
Hold up your
Winston.
big shield wall.
Yeah.
Reinhardt's the fucking man.
He's so cool.
He is
There's
pretty
a lot of cool characters in that game.
And all their outfits or costumes or whatever the fuck you want to call
We
them.
can't talk about that yet.
Oh, okay. I'll shut up.
Yeah, we'll get to that part, but like more so like, what do you guys think of like the maps and the game modes of Overwatch? So there's like Assault, which is like capture. It's like 2 CP. You usually capture 2 objectives and you win. There's Control, which is basically King of the Hill, and then there's Escort. Those are the 3 main ones where
I
you escort the payload.
love Escort. Escort's where it's at, man.
I kind of like King of the Hill, but Escort is fun too. I feel like Escort's, if they're competitive, like is competitive strictly one game mode, like how everything's bomb and siege.
No, so in Overwatch, all the modes are in competitive play.
That's cool.
Escort all the way. It's just so cool. I love the tug of war aspect there. you get.
What's interesting, you say that, Zidane, they're actually implementing a new game mode in Overwatch 2 where there is a payload and then there is a giant robot. Whichever team, and then there's 2 bases on each side of the map.
Okay.
And then the payload starts in the middle. Whichever team is on the payload, the robot is moving the load towards their base. And it's literally tug of war. You're just going back and forth trying to get the payload and the robot to the other person's base.
Because escort's kind of like, I guess, tug of war, but if you get like the people that are trying to push it all off, I mean, it doesn't go back very fast.
Very slowly, yeah.
Yeah. So
if it were to go really fast, that would be really hard because in reality, in Overwatch, you're gonna die eventually because everyone's gonna have their ults. It's almost impossible to just roll somebody complete. It happens, but it's hard.
It happens. It happens in quick play.
Yeah, definitely happens in quick play.
So I mean,
Another thing I was gonna say about. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sian.
I mean, I was gonna say, I really like the variety in characters too. I like that from what Cam has brought up. But one thing that I feel over after playing it for a kind of long time, just the nature of having that kind of variety in characters, like the game really changes over time. Like I remember when I started really enjoying the game, it was all about the crowd control meta. So like Brigitte was new, whoever else came out around that time, and now it's now we've got Baptiste and who's the flying gal?
Echo.
It changes a lot.
I forgot about that character. That character is insane.
Yeah, pretty crazy. She really changes things up a lot. So like plays change. The game really just it changes a lot over time, which
Fosman loves all the changes.
no, he doesn't.
Sometimes it can be
Shield
frustrating.
Paladin.
I love Brigitte, dude. She's so fun and interactive. I love just getting CC'd to death. Go ahead, Stan.
One other thing, I like the 3 different game modes there, but I also like that Overwatch has the arcade.
You just do random stuff.
There. So there were like, you could set up custom games. You could set up 1v1s. There were 5v5 death matches. There were
Genji v Genji.
Yeah.
One thing real quick, Stan, I wanted to say about that, in that same vein, that's awesome. And this kind of even goes back to what we were saying about mods earlier. The custom games for Overwatch is so creative, man. There are people who've made all sorts of stuff. There are people who've made like a Halo 3 like zombies. There is this one thing I saw in Overwatch where there's this piano in the map Paris, and this person put up like a camera, and it's 4-player game mode. They're all playing as Genji, and it's Super Smash Bros on the piano. They use the piano as the map, and it's Super Smash Bros, and you knock each other off of it. It's insane. Yeah,
that is awesome.
There's so much creativity with the custom games, and if you're super creative, you can just make the most interesting thing.
The cool thing is they added stuff like that later too. Like they're still producing for this game. Like how long? When did it come out? It's been out 14. For a long time.
14, 15. 2014 or 15, yeah, at least
15, May of 2015.
Okay,
it's that old,
and it's still like if we get on there, it's not like we're not gonna find a game.
Yeah,
like it's a goodie, and it's never been cheap either. Like it's been on sale for like $20, 15 maybe.
You can get it super cheap. Even the PC version is always like $40. It's never 60.
I think it was always 40. Like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It was smart.
Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely worth the money without a doubt. I mean, I have thousands of hours in that game. Also, Mystery Heroes. That's a really fun mode. I fucking love Mystery Heroes. Sometimes sometimes it sucks and you get rolled, but like it's just so fun because it's that RNG aspect. It's so fun with all the heroes. God, I kind of want to play it like right now.
Yeah, I was talking about it.
Me and Sam were gonna play it last weekend. We never ended up doing it for some reason.
All right, well, it's a date. We'll have to do it soon.
Okay, so we are all in agreement of the maps and whatnot being game modes being awesome.
I was gonna say one more thing on the maps because I hadn't said too much. The maps are really good. There's usually like high ground. There's different vantage points. There's some maps that are linear on purpose. In fact, those are the least successful maps in my opinion in Overwatch. But the ones that provide a lot of different alleys and backways and flanking and or just running up the middle type plays, like it adds a lot to map design is very important. And Blizzard did a really good job with most of their maps. Some are dog shit, but most are really good.
What's your favorite map?
Kings Row.
Is that the one with the castle?
No, the Eichenwald's really good. Eichenwald's probably in my top 3 though. That one's really good too.
That's my favorite one. It's really cool.
Kings Row is the one at night where you escort the payload through the city
with the tunnel at the end.
The final part's like almost. It feels almost like industrial.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a really good map too. But no, the castle one's my favorite. I love Vespera because
isn't the castle badass?
Yeah, it looks cool, and I like the way it is because it does that C around the actual castle part or the height.
That's the other thing, Cameron, is that the skybox is like different on the maps. Like they didn't just set like a level skybox; like it's very different. So Farah can do well in like different maps based on like the skybox, right? So there's just because of the map design, there's so many different aspects for gameplay, and that's just good design. So yeah, I mean, sheesh, Overwatch is off to a strong start, boys. I will say the gameplay meta kind of sucks, and like I think Blizzard's tuning is really bad of Overwatch, but that's not inherently in the gameplay. That's more so like design choices from the team, and I think they did a really bad job. But that's kind of different, so I won't get too far into that. What's next?
Performance.
The graphics.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I kind of already talked about them.
Yeah, we've like hit on it.
Performance and
Cartoonish, but good.
graphics kind of like went together.
Well, I thought we had like four specific things we typically hit on. I thought graphics was one of them.
I think we did. But I mean, we don't have to do that one this time. We could do, because there's the optimization, the graphics, there's the gameplay, and then the map. So we actually covered a lot in those two categories.
We did.
We talked about the players much, the characters.
That's what I was just about to bring up. Is kind of more so about that, I guess, Aidane, is that there is like, I guess, okay, so we'll talk about like the customization, I guess, for a second. It's kind of cool. Like, I think one thing that Overwatch did really successful as well is like, it has like a very, obviously like a very, very diverse cast of like characters. And I think people really appreciate that. I mean, you really have, I mean, you've got gamer girls, you've got angels, you've got monkeys, you've got knights, you've got robots, you've got fat pigmen, you've got Australians, you've got
literally everything.
There's gays and lesbians. Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's the same thing.
Tracers.
You got blue women.
Women.
You got hamsters.
You got hamsters.
Mechs.
The hamster's fun, dude.
The hamster is cancer, dude.
Yeah, outlaws.
What else do you got?
Jamaican?
Yeah, you got DJs.
I was thinking of Doomfist.
Yeah, he's
what is he?
Yeah,
African.
Yeah.
I think Lucio.
English people.
Lucio? He's Brazilian.
He's like,
no, you're right. He's Brazilian. You're totally right.
Mr. Magnet Shoes.
Very
there.
diverse cast from all over the world.
And of course, African robot lady.
Who's that?
Ariza.
She's Cancer 2.0. Actually, she was Cancer 1.0.
I love her, man.
Hamster was.
Why not take Bastion and give him a shield
and let him walk?
In the beta, he had a shield. Did you know that, Stan?
Oh my god!
When he went turret mode, he had a 400 HP shield.
Wow.
Talk about broken.
Definitely enough time to fucking mow anyone down. No wonder that didn't make it out of the beta. Sorry guys, we accidentally put a left shift to win feature in the game for this character.
Left shift to win.
Q to win. Everyone's got a Q to win.
I wouldn't say that. Dude, there are some alts in the game that I throw consistently every time. Like, I always mess up Tracer's bomb. I never stick anyone with it.
You should get real close and then
Kind of
dash out.
difficult.
Yeah.
Who's got the worst Q to win? Reaper.
Who has the worst ult?
The easiest.
Reaper.
Reaper, I'd say.
Yeah.
Just getting everybody and go, pew, 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 and they all die.
Maybe old Torbjorn.
Zarya's ult, no. Zarya's ult is really good. It grabs everybody and pulls them so that they're just easily killable. Pharah's is super powerful. The only thing about Pharah's is it obviously it leaves her stationary. That kind of fucks her. It makes her very easy to kill at that point.
But some people aren't very good and can't look up fast, I guess. So you just do it above them.
Yeah. But if they have a shield, then a McCree has enough time to dink you.
McCree's,
I think, is awful. Again, because he moves so slow in it. That's the problem with it. Old Mercy's ult was insane. We talked about that before.
Who?
That shit was
Mercy.
insane.
Heroes never die.
That shit was unstoppable.
Whole team up.
I would say another really, really good one is, and that's another thing about Overwatch is the synergy. Kind of like with TF2, what they inspired from. There's just the synergy with the characters really makes the game so much more satisfying because you can't really do that kind of synergy in other video games. Like in Call of Duty or Halo, you can't do that. You just shoot each other. You use teamwork to shoot each other, which is also fun. But in Overwatch, you can use a lot of things in tandem to be successful. Like one of my favorites, and what I was going to say is the most powerful, is like Nanoblade. So like Genji dashes up in the air in swords, and then Ana nanos him. That dude's about to kill your whole team. That dude's about to go in hard, man.
Hanzo's.
And Zarya's.
Yeah, that combo's dirty. We've done that, me and you, a lot.
Yep, love Zarya. And I mean, that's just another thing to add to the gameplay is like the synergy. It's like really fucking good. Really fucking good. Character design. I guess we could talk about it for a second, man. Like they fucked up so much. Like they had such a great release of a game, and then they just fucked up. Like it seemed like the overall like idea going forward was just really fucked up.
What was that? What do you mean?
Just the introduction of characters that were just annoying as hell. Like the base roster was so good, and then they just added. They were trying. It's almost like they got too creative. Just like they were just trying to get. And I know that does. It's like how can they be too creative? But they really were. It's like some of the heroes just became just a annoyance. Like I never fought a soldier or a tracer and thought that they were annoying. I thought that they were just good players if they beat me. But like Sombra, Brigitte, the fucking rat.
You don't like the rat?
These characters are not fun to play against. They annoy you. They remove your enjoyment of the game almost.
They remove your enjoyment.
Widowmaker. I mean, I'll be honest. I know that's what I was gonna say. She is OG, but like if you're really really good with that character, she can just sit back and click heads.
Do you think that there's any of the new characters that are balanced or good? Or not annoying, I guess. Like, what about Ashe?
I like Ashe.
Sigma. You like that one?
Ashe. Anna's awesome.
I was gonna say that's one of my favorites.
I love Ana. She's a very high skill cap hero that is not like that like overpowered in any way. She just takes a lot of skill, and if you do it really well, you're like actually like carrying. Like that's what's so cool about Ana.
Anna, I'm sorry.
I like Ana. I like let's see who else. I kind of like Ashe. When you pair with Mercy though, she becomes really OP like Widowmaker, and it's kind of annoying because she gets damage boost and then she gets like one shot, but you do have to hit the shot, which is fine.
Doomfist?
Talk about an annoying ult though.
Doomfist is cancer, man. I love Doomfist, but that character is not fun to play against at all.
He's just bouncing around all over the fucking place.
Do the emote.
And they say, he's just bouncing around fucking they saying you.
That's
all he does, man.
Ashe does have a particularly annoying and frustrating ult though.
Forget what hers is.
Bob.
Oh, yeah.
When you just get like armored mech that comes and like auto targets everyone for you for like a minute. Like the whole team has to focus him.
Get him, Bob.
Yeah, or like hack, put him to sleep. Those are some things you can do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other characters I like because honestly, the majority of the roster, like after the game came out, like I don't like them. I don't like them.
I don't know. I tend to gravitate around Hanzo, like Anna, I like Mercy.
Teast is not bad, I guess.
I kind of like McCree. Farah's still pretty fun. I feel like I'm missing somebody. I like Ariza.
Yeah. No.
Why are we not playing this game more, boys? We gotta get back into this a little bit.
Play it this weekend.
Chance got the dang poster behind.
We'll play the game this weekend.
I really like that game.
Are you gonna play with us, Dane?
I will for you, Cam. Yes.
There we go.
Oh.
Tomorrow night. Feeling hot, hot, hot.
So yeah. So then
fucking annoying.
So what I got from that was the base characters were good. After that, they kind of lost their.
It's hard to disagree with Foz on this subject because how much more time he has in this game than us. But I don't know. I don't feel like
But it's also good from like a casual player's perspective.
As a as a casual myself. Sorry, team. Not as noble as Foz.
As a filthy casual.
As a filthy casual, thank you. Perfect.
That's definitely what I meant, guys.
I like the new characters because what happens to me is I come back and I have no clue there was even new characters. Like the flying Echo, did you say that was her name?
Yeah.
Like I just came back and then I didn't even pay attention. And then one time we were in the middle of a fight and I'm like,
"Who the hell's that?
Is flying around?
Who's this?
What is going on?"
It's a bird. It's a plane.
And yeah, so I don't mind it. Like maybe when they're first released, they seem to always be pretty OP.
Oh, they always are.
Yeah, you're just getting shit on. That's in every game though. First release.
Yeah.
Like think about Death Knights and Lich King. Like you're just duked on. But oh yeah, I like it. I really enjoy the new characters and just seeing what it adds but I understand Foz's frustration because it mixes up the gameplay so much and they want to make them OP. So
I don't hate like the new characters. I just hate like the design choice they picked for those characters. Like when they released Anna, it made the game better. When they released Sombra, it made the game worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I feel that.
Feels bad, man.
You don't like Sombra?
No. No, it's just like
right click in that general direction.
And her ult is insane, dude. Like she EMPs and then the whole team has their pants down. Like there's nothing you can do at that point. You just take the dick and you die.
Doesn't sound bad.
What, taking the dick?
No, you've been caught with your pants down.
So I don't know. And I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to harp on it too long. I just think that the game was good and then just the direction and the ideas were good maybe on paper, but in reality it doesn't work out. And that's why there was a mass exodus from the game. That's why a lot of people, content creators used to play it, don't play it anymore because of those exact same reasons. I mean, there's obviously a pattern. A lot of people didn't like it and a lot of people left. I still play it casually because I have like a very nostalgic love for the game just in general, but there's definitely something there that most people agree that there was like a disconnect of what. Also, another thing was that they focused a lot on the esport thing. Blizzard did more so than the actual game. It felt like for a while.
Well, yeah, well, that's what brought in the most money.
Exactly,
dude. We haven't talked about is their microtransactions. I really appreciate their microtransactions.
It's good.
It's really good because it literally is just cosmetics. It's a gamble. You're gambling like every other loot box.
But it doesn't feel...
Like, I'm guilty of spending probably upwards of $20, $25 on that game. Now, one time we had an idea for an extra video in this dang series. And Stan bought like, did you spend $100? It wasn't 100, was it?
I think it was 60. Yeah.
$60. Stan bought the game again. Not even, he bought more than the game again.
He bought a game and a half.
And oh man. We recorded him opening a bunch of loot boxes. It was just goodness. I cannot believe how many loot boxes that was. I've never seen that. Like I'd seen YouTube videos of people opening that many loot boxes, but it's not like I'm going to sit there and watch.
Yeah. I mean, there was quite a bit of stuff. I feel
Well,
like
a
the
lot.
odds are pretty good too. I mean, there's so many good skins that are actually exciting to get too.
We all had fun just watching you do it, even on top of you were the one who actually spent the money.
Yeah.
I think another thing I would say in that same vein is that Overwatch actually, I agree, like the monetization is actually, I wouldn't even call it monetization all the time. Like it's just really good because for someone who's played like thousands of hours, like I still can earn loot boxes. Like I still get that ability. It's with every level. Even in like Apex, they capped it. So even after you play the hell out of the game, there's a point where you can't get loot box anymore. You have to pay money. Blizzard never did that. You could get a bunch of stuff with never spending a diamond. You just play the game a lot, and you're gonna get the stuff.
And it doesn't help you to play anymore. It's just for literally pure looks.
Yeah,
Most of the time,
that's
I'm just goofed, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna spend some money just to look at the gambles. Like, and even if you still get some gold, so every time you pay for it, it's like you're just one step closer if you really want something, and you don't even need that something. It's just that you want to look cooler. In
Yep.
games that I really like, it's worth it to me to put in a little bit more money. Like, I'm an adult though, so it's not as drastic to me
That's to
as
be
like if you were. So it's not as drastic to like young kids who are looking at the game and they're like, "Oh man, I need $20 to do whatever, to buy this skin in Fortnite." Like, that's a little absurd. I also wouldn't spend $20 on the skin. That's a lot. $10 tops, I think, and it had to be pretty dang cool. But give me a $5 random nonsense, I'll flex on your friends. That's what Stan kept saying. He's gonna flex on us. Spent $60, got 70 loot boxes.
He let us know.
Yeah, he let us know hard.
He let us know.
So is it time for ratings, or is there anything else that we?
That's what
I think just in general, if we have any more positive negatives,
Yeah. Yes.
let's put them out there right
Well,
now.
I guess. Go ahead.
I have a negative. Skill-based matchmaking,
Always
because whenever like me and Stan would play together, it was like it was consistently fun because we would do pretty dang good because we were lower levels and never
And then
like
Fosman
prestige or
would
whatever.
show up.
And then Fosman would show up and we'd go play and it'd be like we just get rolled more often than not. And it was just like it does feel good to win after getting rolled, but when you're with Foz, you're getting rolled.
We need to buy you. We need to buy you another
account.
Another account.
Smurf up.
Yeah, we need a Smurf account.
So the things you missed is Stan likes to flex on people, and skill-based matchmaking in Overwatch isn't good. Stan,
Are both those things true, Stan?
I mean, yeah, I felt the same way whenever I played with you. Like, I really enjoyed playing with you, but I felt like we would consistently get put against people who were more on your league that just smoked me.
smoked him.
And I swear that was in quick play.
I was
all
gonna
the time.
say
There was no way to get away from it. Because like I think it was really good for me as a solo queue player. Because when I solo queued in Overwatch, I felt like I was in pretty balanced lobbies. Probably down with the rest of the Bronze League goofing off. Yeah, I don't know about the flexing thing. I think $60 for Overwatch boxes.
You were flexing on us, Stan. Don't lie.
I think we all have $60.
Yeah, but
not me.
not $60. I'd spend on loot.
I mean, that's another thing. I really like the game, so I like the cosmetics. I want to say, wasn't it during the like anniversary event where you can get anything from all the seasonal packages in the store?
Okay, well then that's pretty cool. I forgot about that aspect.
Because I remember. Oh, I wonder if I was looking for that Genji skin from the Summer Olympics event. Either that or the coin to get it. So I'm like,
the white and red one, Stan?
Yes.
I think so. I think you're
I
right.
want to say that's why I bought the 60. Anyway, I mean, that's a fun opportunity. I was going to say earlier, yeah, there's a cap to rewards in Apex because Apex would run out of shit to give you. Overwatch wouldn't. There's so much extra
Bullshit.
stuff to unlock. There's emotes and voice lines and skins
Oh.
galore. And
Kinds of stuff.
so like skins in like Apex are pretty cool, but I think a lot of them are like copy paste of each other.
Yeah, I hate that.
Basically the same texture, just on different guns.
Yeah,
or,
it has
like,
to be one
the
of the
same
legendaries
texture.
different.
Yeah, like so there's really only like 3 unique skins per character or weapon, especially with the lower level ones where it's like green, okay, same thing, but control replace green, I guess. That was really annoying. Whereas Overwatch, every single, well, not every single screen, there were the basic ones, but pretty much anything better than like the common skins was unique. Like it actually changed the character model a little bit, really changed things up.
And
And they
what
were-
I really liked was even the lower ranking, like the purple ones, would sometimes look really
Yeah.
cool. Like maybe even sometimes cooler than the gold ones, in my opinion. But in Apex, only the gold ones look cool because the purples are repeats across all characters. Like
They
every
just
character's
have a
gonna
little
have
more.
this-
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
have a little more like bells and whistles, I guess.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
I agree completely. That's a really good point, Stan. Also, one thing I'll say, this is another negative for Overwatch. I agree, skill-based matchmaking is dog shit. We have talked about that before as well, and how much we hate it, and especially even in Overwatch.
It doesn't belong in quick play.
No, not at
No.
all. I agree.
Call of
And-
Duty is the same way.
Yeah, all those games, man. All those games should just be an even field. Play against people that are good and bad. Get good at the fucking game. One thing I was gonna say about Overwatch is that the events have been very copy and paste over the years, and that kind of sucks. I wish they had been more creative with that as well. But again, I feel like they were more focused on esports. So instead, they just release kind of like the same. Right now, it's Year of the Ox, which is like the Chinese New Year that they do every year event for Overwatch. In fact, it started today. And again, I mean, it's just really the same thing that they've done every year, just with new skins to unlock. Boring. Why not be more creative?
Yeah.
So again, that goes back to like the game development of it's not even. See, I noticed something about when we talk about Overwatch. I'm never like shitting on the game. I'm mostly shitting on like the people who made the game and their role in it. So
What's the guy who did the YouTube videos every time there's an update?
Jeff from the Overwatch team.
What's his? Does he have a last name?
Jeff Kaplan.
Yeah, okay.
He was one of the writers for Classic WoW and WoW for a long time as well. He's OG.
Oh. That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever see that video or it's like mashed together voice clips of him and he's like GG easy?
No.
There is this guy on YouTube who edits those interviews and he just makes Jeff say these hilarious things and
I love those.
edits it all together. YouTuber Dino Flaps is what his name is. It's really funny.
Shout out to
YouTuber Dino Flaps.
Dino Flash. Shout out to Dino Flask. All right. Any more pros and cons?
I
feel like
would
had one
also
more.
say every once in a while, I think it takes annoyingly long to queue up, even for quick play.
Dead game.
Yeah.
Shit, dead game.
I mean, the cons that I had have been talked about, so
Yeah.
really it.
Then we're good. I think we're good.
I'm good.
So, how we rate this, like we always do, is it goes, we are 8-bit opinion, so it goes 1 through 8. That is our rating scale.
It's perfect.
8 is a perfect game. 1 is a shit unplayable piece of trash.
Cyberpunk.
4, which most people would consider Zidane. 4, which most people would consider a bad game, we consider that's like an average game is a 4, right?
Yep.
That is the metric. So with that being said, I really want to go last on this one. So I would like someone else to go first.
I'll go. I was kind of thinking, I forget that we do it 1 to 8 sometimes, so I was actually thinking 8 out of 10. But I'm going to say I would give it 7 out of 8. And my main thing is that it was a well-released game that's just kind of it's dropped off a little bit over time. Just trying to keep something like that going and trying to keep it balanced while still introducing new characters and trying to keep interest in the game up. Like you said, people who didn't take kindly to the changes in gameplay over time, they up and left, and now, sometimes it feels a little empty in there. So, but I mean, it is still a really good game at its core, and there's still plenty to do in mystery heroes and quick play. Like, I don't think it's dead yet, but it's not perfect. Not right now.
So it was a 7, you said?
7 out of 8.
Okay. Go ahead,
Cameron.
Oh, me? Well, I would say, I think I just have to agree with Stan. Like, it is a really fun game, and something I hold like a good standard to is a game that I don't uninstall, and I always kind of have Overwatch installed. So that's really giving me props. Like I said, I just don't have very many negatives to say, but I can't give it a perfect game because I'm not playing it constantly. Like I said, man, we haven't played this a lot. We need to play it this weekend. So 7 out of 8 is where it's at right now for me. It's good, but it's not perfect. Like,
I might be the lowest one here.
let's hear it, Zidane.
I think so.
I respect the hell out of the game. I know it's a good game. Everything about it is good. But I just don't like it. I can't explain it. I just don't. Because it's beautiful, it runs well. I mean, really the only negative I had was the skill-based matchmaking and how, well, that's in any competitive shooter like that. So, I mean, that's not really even a knock towards Overwatch. That's just in
Like the culture of gaming at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, they did put it in quick play.
But that does, that doesn't belong in quick play, we've said, but it's a good game, but I don't know. Maybe it's the community that was there that made me hate it. I guess that's another negative I'll bring up. But that's, once again, that's just gaming in general, though. It's just everyone's toxic as fuck.
Ranked Overwatch is mean, man. And the reason it's mean is because in Overwatch, you have to work together.
Yes.
And you have to do good or you lose. So if I'm having a bad game on Hanzo, I'm literally making my team lose, and now they're mad at me, and they see that, right?
Yeah.
So like that, and so it's just tough. But I totally agree with you. Like, people are super mean because you're so dependent on your teammates.
Even in quick play, though, they'll be that way. It's like,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
chill the fuck out, man. But I'd say I'm gonna give it a 5. 5 out of 8.
So it's like above average to you.
Just above average to me. Yep.
So
Zidane's very serious, though.
those are really good ratings. I would honestly, I could give both of those. However, what I'm struggling with is so like Overwatch is one of the best games I've ever played in my whole life. I have literally thousands of hours into Overwatch.
You don't give this.
I have more hours. Shut up. I have more hours in Overwatch than most games especially on PC. It's amazing. It's magical. It's literally magical when Blizzard has this thing where you play a game the first time and it's magical as fuck. Diablo, WoW, World of Warcraft, StarCraft. These games, I agree with that. They're so good in the beginning. Like, it's insane how they do it. They've got like this magic in a bottle that they release when they get a new game. And it's phenomenal, right? Overwatch is such a good fucking game. But like the
degradation?
Yeah, of the game over like years is what fucked it up. The copy and paste events, the lack of like they didn't act on metas better too. Like when a meta was shit, they just let it fester. They didn't. It seemed like they didn't care at times. It seemed like they literally didn't care about this amazing thing that they made. And with that, and then like the copy and paste and everything, I'm legitimately struggling because I would give this game either a 7 or an 8 out of 10. I would literally call this like a legendary game because I do think it's one of the best games I've ever played. It's just fallen so hard from grace. That being said, I would probably give it. I would give it an 8 out of 8. I don't see how I couldn't because of what they accomplished.
Boys.
Because of what they accomplished in the beginning, it's too good to. And even now, I still do play it. We're gonna play it tomorrow, right? Like,
yes.
It's gotta be. It has to be. And again, I was struggling because it was either an 8 or a 7. I would love nothing more than to give it an 8 out of 8, but I just give it a hesitant one because of that. So yeah. I'm sorry. It's an 8 out of 8. I don't know what's so funny right now.
I'll tell you in a second.
Okay. And yeah, so like that's it. It's a legendary game. Love it.
Cam just fucking eliminated the cat. We're gonna get banned off of YouTube.
Dude, I've been fighting him for the last 3 minutes while Foz was giving his thing, and I didn't want to interrupt.
He just fucking threw it.
He's ducking under one of my monitors from behind, and he's taking like 3 cough drops in his mouth. And one time I pulled, and he like did it like a dog. We did a tug of war over this cough drop.
Anyway, 8 out of 8.
8 out of 8.
That's what you gave it.
Did you yeet the cat?
He yeeted the cat.
I dropped him like this over my head.
Fucking
I give Overwatch 1 yeeted cat out of 10.
Perfect. That's pretty good. That's pretty good then.
Which is a legendary score. Yes, that's what I'll give it. So, thank you guys so much for doing this. Like I said, it is my favorite part of the week. I've had so much fun tonight. I'm so glad we get back together and do this, and we're going to continue to do it every single week. Definitely comment below what you think of Overwatch. What would you give it on our scale 1 through 8, and how would you rate the game? What do you think of our ratings? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you love it? Do you hate it?
Should
Definitely
we go to
let us know.
Do you hate the 1 out of 8? I like the 1 out of 8.
Do you hate 1 yeeted cat out of 8, or do you love it? Comment below. Cameron?
Make sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Share this with your mothers, brothers, fathers, sisters, and mothers. Please and thank you. Comment below.